Oh, dude, it's scary, bro. Yo, Deb, spin that boost gauge 10 times. Just turn it all the way up. Just more. All right, now it's gonna come in. Boys, we're willing to blow this car up with 80 pounds of boost, but before we do that, I'm gonna need you guys to check out boostedshades.com just in case it blows up. We need to buy a new engine. That's the best way to support us. That started this all for us. It would do us a huge favor if you checked out boostedshades.com. No more advertising from us. Let's get right into the video. What's up, boys? Welcome to another video. This one's gonna be all about the drivability, the quickness of this car, and just a bunch of driving in general. You'll notice it's going on the lifts. That's because there is now 442 miles on it. We've been driving it. We're interested in finding out if anything needs to be tightened or, you know, anything like that. We're gonna give it a once over, make sure there's still oil in it. We wanna get under here and take a look at it, and then we'll go out. We got lots of driving planned. I wanna demonstrate the practicality of this. Part of the goals with it was not to make just a super fast car, but one that is drivable in an everyday scenario. So we'll show you some of that too. So after almost 500 miles, a small oil leak can make a huge mess. You'll see all of this. It's not actually leaking from this region. What's happening is it's coming from up there at the source and just blowing down the car. So the leaks that we found, the O-ring for the oil tube was wrong. So every time you have boost, you get some, you know, crankcase pressure, and it's just gonna, you'll notice on like turbo Civics and shit, sometimes it'll blow the dipstick clean out of the tube. But the issue here is, even if we had a crankcase ventilation issue, it should be leaking from the top of the dupe stick at the bottom. So that just means we have a sealing issue down here. That's just oil splashing around can make it leak out of here and just blow all over the car. So replace the O-ring. That's looking good. The pump has a little block plate that needed tight. We did that. And other than that, everything's still tight. Nothing has been smashed. There's a witness mark right here from a speed bump. When this is in Hot Boy low aired out mode, it will scrape this being the lowest point of the car, a little bit on the exhaust here. But other than that, still looking clean, still looking safe. All of the oil's collecting back here. Hopefully this fixes, I mean, it's been sitting here the whole time. There's no drops. It's not doing it a lot. High horsepower cars just seek horsepower in the form of small oil leaks, and there's really no way around that. One more thing, we really care about this engine because it's awesome and it's working great. So no more turbo guard. This keeps rocks out but lets in everything else. So when I say I care about it, I care enough to put one of these O'Reilly Spectre filters on it at least.
This thing just stabbed me with a stainless steel bit of mesh. You, Turbo Guard.
How much stuff is in that mesh? Anything?
There's like
Dust?
a dandelion. There's like looks like a piece of like tar. But this is the. It's not too bad. It looks dirtier than it is in there.
California is very dry, so a lot of what's gonna get sucked into the engine is like silica,
Which is just giving you a free port and polish until it's had too much of it. Yeah, this is the size.
All right, so we're leaving the shop now, and I guess the first thing we'll do is demonstrate the drivability of this thing. And like right now, we're sitting at the train tracks in traffic. It's not shaking our teeth out. We can talk at a pretty normal level with each other. It stays cool. Like if you look at the temperature gauge here, it'll get up to 180, and then the fan comes on. So we don't gotta worry about it overheating or anything like that. And it just drives good. We're gonna go grab some lunch, and we'll show you like how it reacts over speed bumps. It's on bags. That's actually super practical. So let's cruise around. We'll show you how it cruises, and then we'll get into the fast stuff. We'll do some pulls. And
I think the biggest difference between this iteration and the last one is the fact that we could just talk at a normal volume in here, and it's completely reasonable. The last iteration of this thing was so insanely loud.
I'd be sweating because there's holes in the floor.
Yeah.
There's like,
it was not a good iteration last time.
Well, we were gonna do a cool on-ramp getting on the highway, but it's 5 o'clock traffic, so.
Here's a casual getting on the highway.
First gear is useless. No problems getting on the highway.
Yeah, it gets up to speed quick.
So in the past I'd be out of gears, but I'm not even in 5th right now. Now I'm in 5th, Still turning only 1,500 RPMs. Probably not even going to use 6th gear. The biggest problem with the last build was at highway speeds. It was at like 4,000 RPM. Because of all the torque that we have, we got to use the super long gear ratio. Don't like that tailpipe, but it does a great job keeping the soot off the car. So now we're going to turn the boost up. You know a good place to do that?
Mexico.
We were only demonstrating drivability before we did the fast part, so it's fine. But this air filter literally lost us probably like 50 horsepower. Not even gonna lie. We don't really need to put the Trode one on here. Oh, maybe we do. We have less room than I thought. Shit. Looks like we're actually gonna have to make an intake. Well, that sucks. Don't mind me. Just filling my trunk with diesel. So we're out here in the middle of nowhere. What's disappointing is we don't have room for an actual filter that's not going to starve it, but I'm not comfortable with just going bare with all the sand around. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn up the boost even more. We've done it a lot already, but we're going to do it even more. And then maybe even more. Depends on how much we're hitting on the gauge. I'm going to do a proper flyby so you can see exactly how much smoke we're producing, how much more boost we're going to need to add to clear that up. A lot of that's going to be done on the dyno though. We still don't know. We gave Mickey and Ricky from Throttle a ride recently. I don't know if you checked out their video, but look at these reactions.
Oh my god! No way! No way, dude! Oh, dude, it's scary, bro.
Okay, we got our Veteran Boost Tree T. We've always called it trees, leave me alone. Alright, let's go 1.5 turns. Because we've already done a lot, and at this point, we're just going to need to gate this thing up to like 30 PSI so then we can have some actual fine adjustments and not just spin the thing until it says a lot. Hopefully we get more than 30 PSI, that's the goal. Decent send looks like in car. Devin, tell me how much boost we're running because I honestly can't look at that while we're going.
Fucking hell. So it looked like 27 pounds. We're not even at 30 yet.
Yeah, so I keep turning that boost T up. See, I knew it's called a T. And we're not getting more boost, so I don't think that our springs are high enough. So we have some information for the dyno now, and that's to increase our wastegate spring and change that filter. because I don't think that we're gonna get more air into the engine if we don't do those things.
I'm afraid of it being faster though.
It's still really, like, when I say, oh, it doesn't break loose in third, like, does it need to? It's got 275s in the back. It doesn't need to be breaking loose in third.
For the clout, dude, it needs to.
It's still really, this car weighs like 2,300 pounds, and it's still definitely making at least 400 horsepower. Now look how nice it cruises. Alrighty.
This is a really nice shifter linkage.
Yeah. Serial 9. If you have a 350Z or you're using a CDO 9 and something that needs shorter linkage, Serial 9. Good stuff.
Very happy with that.
Yeah. The other one was S. I don't even remember the name of the company, but it was raw cheeks, dude. It wasn't good.
Keep going.
Alright, so I hope we did a good job showcasing what it's like to drive this car, the current state of its boost and noise and smoke and all that kind of stuff. There is just 500 miles on it. We're learning a lot. We just learned a lot today. We learned that that filter is no good. It's complete bullshit. And we also learned that the wastegate isn't sprung high enough. It's probably at like it's probably a 14-pound spring. This engine is, we're supposed to be around 40 PSI ideally. We're only at 27. So we have it's probably gonna be less smoky and it's probably gonna be way faster. And we're gonna do those things before we get it on the dyno. I believe that's next for us. We need to get it on the dyno because that's gonna be the best way to sort most of this stuff out. That's all we can really do right now. So we're gonna wrap up the video. Devin's gonna pick a winner for the giveaway.
All right, this video's giveaway is Sideways GTs.
You can hit us up at teamboosted@boostedshades.com or through any of our social media accounts. We'll get back to you and ship you something. If you guys want to win, or wait a minute, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if this is your first time on our channel, we give away stuff from boostedshades.com, sponsor at the beginning of the video. Every single video, all you got to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment. The comment could be anything, but we ask you guys stuff to get the juices flowing. I got to bring this up again. I think we've asked it in the past. We're about to dyno it. We gave Ricky and Mickey from Throttle test rides. They both said Mickey was a little bit more conservative in the 400s area. Ricky might be thinking it's north of 500. What do you guys think based on kind of like what you're seeing in the videos and what people's reactions have been so far? So what do you think the wheel horsepower is going to be on the dyno? And we'll take it a step further. If anybody guesses it on the dollar, they're not on the dollar, on the actual number, we'll send you a pair too, even if you don't win the actual thing. Like if anyone guesses the exact number, we'll ship you out some shades.
Yeah, I'm thinking closer to 400. But as always, guys, thanks for watching.
Wait a minute.
What?
400s in its current state, or 400s with an additional 10 psi,
Oh, current state.
13 psi? Oh, well, we're not bringing it like this, dude. We're turning it all the way the fuck up and getting a better filter.
I mean, it's got a dial. You can turn it to whatever you want. You could do it like this.
You
and
can't.
immediately turn it.
We need a spring.
Well, yes, obviously after the spring, but we still have a control.
All right, so
even with
all
the
right,
spring.
what do you think at then 37 psi with a better filter?
Then we're getting close.